Hello again, indoor track and field, once again the subject on CardsTV as we wind that road toward the Big East indoor title and beyond that to the NCAAs. I'm Sean Moth, great to see you again. This is Terry Winston, the sprints coach for the University of Louisville track and field team. Coach, great to see you.
Hey, great to see you, Sean.
So Bloomington's become this little home away from home for you and the squad, and you guys go up there this past weekend and you post some good numbers. Have a good weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we've been up there a couple times this year, and it's really good because it's a relatively short trip, so we're able to go up there and get a lot of work done, and whether it's really good or really bad, it's a short trip home.
No question, and you've had a little of both. I think the first name that popped out on the first day of competition was Olivia Spencer posting a school record, which is always, anytime you get a school record, that's some high cotton, that's good company.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, she had a really good weekend. She's a sophomore, and last year she came in as a 400-meter runner, and with the work we did and the success that she had at that level, she just showed a tremendous aptitude for strength. And so it turned out as one of those things where myself and the rest of the coaches looked and thought to ourselves, I wonder how she'd be at 800 meters.
Yeah.
And so this year we started training her for 800 meters, and she's a freshman, so to speak.
Sure.
in that,
yeah.
And so she's still learning. And so she's run 2 800-meter races so far this indoor season. So
wow.
To drop down and run 600 meters for her was a little in her comfort zone, and she did a really good job at it.
Outstanding. I think the prelims for the 60 were held that day, and Margaret Harris posted a good number. You didn't know if that second race, if she'd be equal to the test, but she was. She had a good weekend.
Yeah, she did. She had a tremendous weekend. The first event was a 60-meter prelim, and she went out and hit that first rep right. And
yeah.
Usually you think you knock the cobwebs off in the prelim or semi, but she went out there and didn't need that and did a tremendous job, and really had a big weekend overall with 2 days of competition, a 60 and a 200-meter run on Friday night.
Sure.
And then returning the next day for the long jump and the 4x4. So first 2-day competition of the season, and so she was feeling it.
Yeah.
After the meet was over, but she did a tremendous job.
That's where those great strength and conditioning coaches come into play. Always
Absolutely.
Good to see. I know there were a number of other excellent performances over the weekend. You almost feel bad if we don't talk about Keisha Lockhart, because we just seem like talk about her every week, but she's kind of earned that. She's really had a great indoor season so far.
Yes, she has. Yes, she has. And one of the things Coach Jacoby has done with her this indoor season is really concentrated on her long and triple jump. And she's been doing a tremendous job there. And this weekend was actually the first time that she stepped over to the track for this season and ran second leg on the 4x1 for us. Or I'm sorry, 4x4.
Sure. This, I imagine, gets to be a friendly tug of war every now and again with athletes among you guys as the coaches, because maybe you bring somebody in. I'm sure in high school they practically do everything when they're that elite an athlete, but I sure would like to have her as a jumper. I sure would like to have her as a sprinter. I imagine it's good nature, but it's competitive at the same time.
It's competitive, but even during the recruiting process, by the time they get here, we have a plan of how we're going to go about it and how we're going to develop them. And I've had I don't know that I've had more fun in 16 years working with another individual or another coach as I have with Coach Jacoby.
Sure.
Our thoughts on are kind of along the same lines.
Yeah.
And so no, we have fun with it, and so even when there's times that I don't see them, there's times that they're getting work in that they would get with me, that Jake has covered, because he has a really good understanding of both sides. And so no, it's competitive, but it's fun, and it's not nearly as competitive as some people may think.
Sure. All for the good of the team is really what it boils down to.
Absolutely.
This final weekend before Big East Indoor is going to split the squads in 2 great competitions. one out in Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Virginia, the Mayo Invitational in South Bend, one we've talked about on the show in years past. How exactly do the squads break down? Because I know different groups are going to go to different places.
Yeah, this time of year, around the first weekend of February, is really where we start to dial in and tune up for the conference meet. And so with that being said, the sprinters, jumpers, and throwers will head over to Virginia Tech on a 200-meter bank track, which will be the same type of track that our indoor conference meet is going to be held on this year. And so we'll go over there and get the level of competition we need and get some things done. And then the distance runners will go up to Mayo, distance runners, middle distance runners, where on that 300-meter flat, it's set up very well to run fast times in the distances, and with a high level of competition. And so
Sure.
It's kind of splitting so that both groups get the level of competition we need, get done what we need to get done, and get tuned in for the Big East meet.
Coach Mann and the staff always optimizing what the team can do, and for those like me that kind of had the run, jump, throw impression of track and field, man, there is so much more to it, and it's fun to get some insight from some of the coaches. And I think we're well over 30 in terms of Big East qualifying marks. Here's to you guys having safe travel and posting some more of those marks this weekend.
Hey, Sean, I appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you for coming. Terry Winston here. Great to have him. I'm Sean Law. Great to have you. We'll talk next week right here on Cards TV.